Being an artist puts you in a position to understand our society, our culture, and the civilization we've been living in for the last 2,000 plus years from a different angle. Mostly artists have been owned by the church or by patrons or now by a financial system and a cultural zeitgeist that basically sees art as a luxury. I don't think it is. I don't think it's a luxury. I think it's a necessity. And I think that it's very important not only for the artist to realize that it's a spiritual and psychological necessity to live a good, balanced life, to be interested in things like beauty and the expression of what's going on inside you. But I think that it sure would be a good thing if the culture, the larger culture, actually took art seriously and realized that not only is art a necessity, but artists should be taken care of and encouraged and educated and um, given what they need to create, because these people are meaning creators. They are people that give a, a significance to life that is beyond survival, that is beyond running on the treadmill, that is beyond doing as well as your neighbor or hopefully better. It is a completely different consciousness and a completely different way of seeing the world. A mindset that looks at the world around them and sees their relationships and sees the dance of forms and colors and sees beauty in it, or actually looks inside themselves and sees what's going on there and can express it so that it brings a certain number of questions to people who look at it and helps them reflect on what's going on inside them as well. We need that. We need, just as much as we need philosophy, just as much as we need questions about existence, the unquestioning rush, the gold rush for success and being able to keep your head above water in the dog eat dog world, that is in another universe. And it diminishes human beings to have to live in that mindset. We actually need to transcend that. And it helps to have people who have the courage to transcend it and show us what that looks like on the other side. So, if you are one of those people, one of the things that you're going to need is the realization that the society we live in is not going to make it very easy for you. And I've seen talented artists make decisions for some kind of security being a professor at a university with tenure or something like that, and then regretting it. It's almost as if it is better to live in a state of threat and peril, um, to being so secure that as long as you obey the higher ups, you can eat and you can have a nice house and you can have a family and you can have a nice car and you're not going to have to worry. That life actually might affect your art more than you realize. I hate to, I've never believed this idea that artists must suffer. But in our society, our culture, the way it's constructed, to accept the payoff, to accept the bribe, does affect you on the creative level. And the less you have to do that, the more you can do what it is you're called to do, produce what you really have to produce, to say whatever it is you have in you to say. That's what it comes down to in the end. That's what needs to be done. That is your task. And you kind of have to fend off all kinds of threats to that kind of thing. It's really um, a hard road to hoe. In our society, figuring out how to live a decent life and still be an artist is sometimes almost impossible. And the reason is our society doesn't even see it, doesn't know how valuable it is. It's gold, it's diamonds, and they don't see it. It's really too bad. Um, but those of us who value our creative self and consider it what we are actually here to do will have to figure out a way to keep it alive, to feed it, to nourish it, and to treat it like anything you want to live. And that's all I have to say about that.